Well, good evening, everybody. Hello. Thank you. Sorry I'm late. If any of you are curious why I was clicking mute like a fiend, it's because last week I got hit and it was bad. I got a warning. So I'm being extra super duper cautious right now. But hello. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm sorry that I was late and unbreaded. But we're going to go ahead and get right into it. The month of May is going to be animated month, and I'm actually really looking forward to it. There's some fantastic animated films out there that just do not get the love that they deserve. Honest to goodness. So I don't have anything on the super chat side, so I will go straight to the donations, which you guys have been extremely generous as usual. Thank you so much. So Bastard for $10 says, wishing you a wonderful grave Mother's Day with your family. Aw, thank you, Bastard. Raj Williams for 5 Canadian says, haven't seen this movie yet, Lady G. Hoping to get some background from the discussion before I watch it this weekend. Oh my God, Raj, you are in for a treat. This is a phenomenal film. The music, the adaptation, oh my God, the animation. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is the very end clip of, it's while the, right before the credit, while the credits are rolling or right as the credits roll. But he comes down the mountain with the tablets with the 10 Commandments. It's so powerful. Oh my gosh. Val Kilmer is the voice of Moses, which a lot of people are really shocked to find out. And he is the one singing. Val Kilmer is the one singing in this film. And it's just breathtaking. The detail, the care. I am telling you right now, DreamWorks had real content. They could have been a true contender against the Disney classic animation. And then Universal bought them, and they just kind of stopped. They just sort of died. It just kind of fell off a cliff, even though they had this and Joseph King of Dreams, which is also incredible. I mean, look at this animation. It's just, God dang it. It's freaking phenomenal, guys. I cannot talk about how beautiful this is. And it does such a great job of capturing Moses' torture, because he was raised Egyptian. This was his family, and it doesn't exactly follow the book of Exodus. But I mean, they basically skip over Moses' youth, but the transition is really great. But it's so good. And then you see his torment when he finds out who he really is and what his so-called father did to his real people, and he realizes that he should be dead, and even if his father hadn't done that, he would be getting whipped. Oh my gosh, this would be his life. He would be a slave. He would be under the Egyptians, and they'd be whipping him. Raj, I'm gonna delve more into it, guys. This is such a fantastic movie. But Raj, I am excited for you to watch this. I have it on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. It is absolutely fantastic. And even if you're like, the story's not my thing, the animation's not really, it's not that great, which you'd be wrong, but it's neither here nor there. The soundtrack to the soundtrack to this movie, I swear to God, is one of the best ever. And I am not even exaggerating a little bit. It's the Plagues song. I could play a 3-second clip of it, and I think we'd be okay. But I am telling you, Raj, you're in for an incredible treat. No lie. But thank you for the 5 Canadian. We'll get more into it. Talji he gives 2 donations, both for $3. So the first one says, I'll be honest, I had to rewatch this film. I remember barely watching this on VHS back when I was a kid. Yeah, you and Quarter Black Garrett were right about the soundtrack. Told you. Slaps harder than Will Smith. Bam. Yes, it does. Screw you all. I don't care. That one scene that stuck out to me, second one for $3 says, was the Death Angel scene. Right? Oh my God, the angel of death? Yes. When the angel of death passes over the houses with the blood of the lamb on the posts? Yeah. When it got to Ramses' son, I was shook, bruh. I wish DreamWorks went back to doing more films like The Prince of Egypt. Amen. Amen, Cal G. That is absolutely the truth. Yes, 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 yes. It is so freaking good. Okay, so nobody narc on me, please. Because then I will get a strike, and then I'll be in a real bad spot. But yes, Clay John, he was shooketh. He was shooketh. Okay. Oh man. Okay, I'm only gonna get to play like legitimately a short, super duper short clip. But it's so good, guys. Okay. Are we ready? Are we ready? I better unmute it. Here we go. Okay, that's all I can give you. I'm sorry. You're going to have to go watch it for the rest. And it's totally worth it. I love 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 it. Like, it's just so fan-freaking-tastic. And the talent for this, oh, guys, it is dang near unbridled. Yes, yes. Plagues went hard. Thus saith the Lord. Yes, Theodore. Yes. Oh. Whew. I love it. It's so, everybody in this film is so good. And when I found out that it's actually Val Kilmer singing, I was like, no, is it really? Yeah, come to find out, Val Kilmer is classically trained and he's got stage experience. I was like, what? I was so freaking just blown away to find that out. But then you've got, oh God, I'm gonna say his name wrong. Hold on, I'm gonna show him I'm gonna show a picture. Because it's Ralph Fiennes. This guy. You know who? I hope you all know who that is. Okay, fantastic actor. He is the voice of Ramesses, and it's so good. But we've got Sandra Bullock is in here, Michelle Pfeiffer's in here, Jeff Goldblum, Danny Glover, Martin Short, James Avery, Ofra Haza, Steve Martin, Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart is SETI. It is hard not to know Patrick Stewart's voice. Like his voice is pretty iconic, but all their voices are really iconic. Like it's I can't even tell you. I think Helen Mirren I think is in this too. She has a few lines, but I think she's like the original queen, like Moses and Ramses' mother. But yeah, guys, it's this movie is brilliantly cast. The soundtrack is incredible. Like, I dare you to find an animated film, and I'm including all of Disney in this. I dare you to find an animated film that is even remotely close to this one when it comes to a soundtrack. Oh, it is just so fantastic. You all need to go watch this movie. And I'm not being hyperbolic in the least. It's so fantastic. I love this part. So she's all sassy and whatnot, but it's also because she's been extremely capable her entire life. And Moses has to save her twice. Moses saves her twice and then comes and saves her sisters. And then she's like, okay, well, I can't like let my guard down around this dude. I'm gonna, make his life miserable. But she has a personality. She's not just a straight witch with a beat. But yeah, so it starts out, she was kidnapped and brought to the Egyptian palace, to the pharaohs, and she was going to be given as a gift, and then she escaped, and Moses helped her escape because he was like infatuated with her. She's gorgeous, by the way, just breathtakingly so. It's amazing. I am, whew, guys, heart palpitations. It's so, so good. Like, look at that. There's actually emotion in these. Like, this is more emotion than Amber Heard was able to muster up today on the stand. Like, real emotion. And these are animated individuals. These are animated characters. Truly something amazing. Truly, truly something amazing. Oh my God, this scene, the opening scene, it wrecks my soul every single time. Guys, every single time. It wrecks me. Do you understand? I don't think you understand. It's just like, God, ugh. How would you feel as a mother? Like, you're going to, well, all these other, for all of you that don't know, all the babies are being chunked into the river by Ramesses I, the father. And so while there's literally a bloodbath going on down the river, she's putting Moses into a basket into that same river to give him a chance to survive. And she's like just praying to God that he'll be delivered so that he can come back and be their deliverer. He's like, wherever you go, please, like, God, protect him, watch over him, keep him safe. And then may he come back and be the one who delivers the rest of us. It's just freaking, it breaks my soul. I cannot even, as a mother, I cannot imagine having to do this. I legitimately have no idea how I would react or what I would do in this scenario. I'd probably stab a hoe. Just saying. Just saying. Not that she had any weapons that she could. She might have been able to break a clay pot and cut a few guards' arms, but that's about all that would happen. Yeah, see, and so, like, he's just, it's so interesting because in the beginning of the movie, he is just this second born, not a care in the world, has no responsibilities because he doesn't have to be Pharaoh any day. He doesn't have to run the country any day. He's like, whatever. I'm cool. I'm just gonna hang out. I'm gonna take Ramesses down with me. I'm gonna get him into all kinds of mischief. And then later on in the movie, he's in this exact same spot, but they're older. It's when he comes back and he's like, let my people go. And he's back up there and he's like, you were always getting me into trouble. And he's like, but you were always there to get me out of trouble. And like, oh, guys, just the storytelling in this film, it is exceptionally well done. The imagery, the voice acting, the emotions, the animation. This is dang near like a perfect movie. I would give this a 9.8 out of 10. That is how good this movie is. And I hate when people are like, oh, it's an animated film, it's for kids. Nah, guys, nah. It's yes. Hey, Lage. Yes, that shot with her headscarf across the face as her teal rolls down. Yes, it is beautiful. Like, animated films do not technically have cinematography because they're animated. Like, you draw whatever you need. I don't know why. It's not fair that they don't classify as cinematography. I think that should be changed. I truly, truly do. Because there are shots in this movie. There are shots in this movie that are just unbelievable. Just amazing. I like, guys, it's, we get a little gif. See, they're watching a little show. This is Playing with the Big Boys Now. Another great song. It's just so freaking fantastic. Theodore, so it's he killed an Egyptian. So it's not so much that it was a slave driver, it was an Egyptian guard. And yes, he was whipping a slave. But in this time, killing an Egyptian was a death sentence. Like when you were found guilty, the punishment was death for the crime. And Ramesses is like, no, don't leave, Moses. Like, I am the morning and evening star. I'll say it never happened. And he's like, and Moses is like, what you say does not matter. You don't understand. I can't stay here anymore. Because Moses, at this point, has found out who he really is, where he really comes from. And the reason he snapped and pushed the Egyptian, like, he didn't mean to kill the Egyptian, but it doesn't matter. Like, manslaughter was not a thing back in this day. He was guilty of murder. Even if he was defending another man, but he was defending a slave, and he killed an Egyptian in defense of a slave. And that scene is so powerful because Moses is looking down and, realization of what he has just done hits him. And he's actually, like, he's terrified. He's disgusted with himself. He didn't mean to kill a man. He's never killed a man. He couldn't, he's literally torn. And it's devastating. Oh, this is where Moses gets found by the Pharaoh's wife. But yeah, so it's because back in that day, the punishment for killing an Egyptian was death. But the songs in this are, oh my God, look at this. It's just, guys, it's just spectacular. This show is spectacular. I love this so much. It's vivid, it's imagery, the cinematography, the storytelling. Oh my gosh. I cannot really devastating because Ramesses is really excited to see Moses again. So Moses is excited. They hug. Ramesses is excited to see Moses. Moses is excited to see Ramesses. And he's like, what are you wearing? Are you some kind of shepherd? Or like he's making, like they're making fun. And he's like, and then Moses drops the bomb. He's like, I've come to ask you to let my people go. And Ramesses is like, what? And Moses is like, the God of the Israelites, like, you have to let the people go. And Ramesses is like, you've lost your mind. I'm not going to do that. And that's when he performs, like, and then he does the snake. And then, of course, Hotep and Hoi show up. And they're like, we can do it too. And then they make a snake appear. And then we get Playing with the Big Boys now. And it's that song. Oh, all of the music in this show is incredible. It's exceptional. It's phenomenal. It is all of the good adjectives and adverbs that you ever could muster. It is all of them combined. It is otherworldly good. I am dead serious. Oh, look, there's Patrick Stewart before he lost his mind. There's Hotep and Hoi, and this is before Moses finds out who he is, and he drops a wineskin on him, and then Ramesses gets blamed for it. It's a pretty funny scene, actually. Ooh, this is from the Plague song, and this side is Ramesses, of course. This side is Moses, and it's a banger. It's a banger of a song. Like, you're not going to be able to not feel it in your soul. I'm telling you guys, it's incredible. And then, of course, this is a miracle of God. So back here, you have the Egyptians behind the fire cyclone, and this is right before Moses. Ooh, here's another. Hang on. This scene right here, when he's talking to the burning bush. Guys. So Val Kilmer is also the voice of God in this. So he's voicing God and Moses, but you can't tell. I actually didn't know that until I watched the credits roll and actually watched the credits roll. And it was Val Kilmer was also the voice of God. And I was like, excuse me, what? Oh man, it is incredible. This back and like, oh, if you have a soul, which I know all of you do, this is going to hit every angle of your soul in the correct way. I love it. It's such an incredible and powerful scene. Oh, when they're getting married. So this is a really nice sort of transition because you get to see, and the passage of time is really with like Moses's beard and whatnot, but it was oh, I'm trying to remember because when it starts out, like he has just come to the camp and he's like, "Sir, I'm not a good man. I'm lost. I'm not important. I'm a nobody." And then we get Through Heaven's Eyes, and that song is so uplifting and so hopeful and absolutely again, all good words that you can put to this soundtrack. Every wonderful descriptive adjective, adverb, noun, pronoun, whatever, like take your pick, smash them all together, and you have the soundtrack of this film. It's perfection. It's literal perfection. Like, God definitely blessed this production. That's all I'm going to say. All right. But he talks about like, do the stones that sit at the very top. I can't sing it, guys, because I really don't want to get hit again. But the song goes, the stones that sit at the very top of the mountain's mighty face, do they think they're more important than the stones that form the base? And you're just like, holy crap. And then he's like, you must look at your life through heaven's eyes. And you're like, yes, yes. Oh, it's such a good song, and it's so hopeful, and you sort of go through the course of the song, you go through the course of their life, and it's right before Moses talks to the burning bush. But yeah, so we're back at the fire cyclone, and so we've got the Egyptian army because after the angel of death has come down and wiped out the first Passover, so the story of Passover occurs in this film, and so angel of death comes and reclaims the lives of the firstborn Egyptians to mimic what Ramses' father did when he threw, like, so when Pharaoh did it, it was murder because he was taking the role of final judgment of the value of life of the Hebrews into his own hands. And so he was murdering the children. God reclaimed the firstborn Egyptians' lives. So God can't murder because God is the one who gives life. So it is, if he calls you home, then he calls you home. You go to heaven. And that's what the angel of death did. And I would like to believe that, especially because they were children, they were innocent, and the Bible, like, it gets, we won't get really theological into this, but honestly, we know that God shows mercy. So even here, when he was super wrathful and sending down fire cyclones. But this scene is right before, honestly, y'all are going to watch me type it in. This is so, like, can you imagine being, like, Pharaoh just does not get it. This is when you have to realize that the limit of your own power as a man, the limit of your false gods, like, none of Egypt's gods can make a fire cyclone come down, let alone split the Red Sea like this. And guys, it's like the lightning lights up the sea and you can see whales and fish and all this other stuff. It's just breathtaking. But imagine a fire cyclone. So the fire cyclone finally dies down. And then this is what Ramesses is looking at. This is what he's looking at. And he still refuses to believe in the God of the Hebrews. Like, he has rejected him fully. He does not, he doesn't believe in him. He's still the false gods of Egypt, right? Even though he is bearing witness to all of, he went through the 10 plagues of Egypt. He went through all 10 plagues of Egypt, and still his bitterness and his stubbornness and his pride, which is in the plague song, by the way. Hubris is a deadly sin for a reason. And it cost Egypt their firstborn sons. The cattle died. They had flies. They had frogs. They had locusts. They had boils and sores. They had the eclipse. They had, I mean, the rivers ran red with blood. It was just like all of this stuff happening, and Ramesses refused. He refused it. And then even after he decided, even when he was like, okay, you and your people can go. And then he changed his mind and chased them down and was going to kill them all. And of course, God had promised to protect them. And Moses used the staff where, the parts where like Moses is recalling God's voice. And it's like, with this staff, you shall do my wonders. I am not Val Kilmer. He does that line so epically. And the Red Sea splits, and then they're traveling through it, and Moses is, shepherding the people through, and he's getting them to the other side. And just as they're about to break through to the other side, it's just like he sees the Egyptians coming, right? Now Pharaoh isn't with them because his chariot has broken. So the Pharaoh stands up and he's like, don't just stand there, go kill them all. And he sends all of his Egyptians into the Red Sea. And then he watches as God slams the sea closed and buries the Egyptians. He buries his entire army. He wipes Egypt's army from the map. And then you have Ramesses stuck on the other side of the Red Sea, and he's just screaming Moses' name. And like Moses is heartbroken, but this is what he's been called to do. This is what his calling is. He is to be the shepherd of these people. And it was like, it was so fantastic. I think because this came out in 98. Because someone was like, didn't it, I think it was my brother. He was like, didn't this have to go up against like Lord of the Rings or something? No, it did not. Thank God, because I don't think I could choose between the two of these. I wouldn't, man, I'll tell you what. Go away, Creative Cloud. Nobody asked you. The Academy in the 80s, but the 90s and the early 2000s, they were spoiled for choices. Look at all of this that they had to choose from. Look at all of this that they had at the like could you imagine looking at this and being like, I don't think anything's going to compete with this. It's mind-blowing how fantastic this movie is, guys. Oh, I love it so much. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Now, something that doesn't actually get shown, I've actually never seen this put to film, because people are like, why did they just wander in the desert for like 40 years? Okay, here's the thing. They actually got to the promised land pretty quickly, like within weeks, but they got there and there were already people there, and the Hebrews were like, yeah, we don't know about this. They're big, they're scary, they're loud. And so Moses was like, but we're here. We're at the promised land. And they were like, yeah, no, I don't think so. And so Moses led them around the desert because they were too scared when they first got there to accept the gifts that God had given them. So that, like, I've never seen that put to film, but it's such a good lesson to not be afraid. Like, if you have been working for a goal or a gift your entire life, when it comes to you, do not shy away from it. Do not reject it. If God is handing it to you on a silver platter, on a gold platter, on a friggin' blessed platter, take it. He is giving you these gifts. All you have to do is accept them. You just have to say, yes, I will accept. But instead, they decided, no, we're too scared. We're not going to come here. We're going to go wander the desert for 40 years. And then when Moses goes up on the mountain, we're going to make a gold calf and fall back into our old ways and tick everybody off, including God. And yes, Theodore, Moses later dies right at the threshold of the Holy Land because he failed to trust God's will. And what that is referencing is when he hit the stone 2 times asking for water. But yeah, guys, when you work for something, accept it. Like, take it in. You like, if God is the one giving this to you, take it. Just be like, I am not worthy. thank you for entering into my house, Lord. I accept these gifts that you have presented me, and I will be forever humbled and grateful for them. But guys, you have to actually accept the gifts. That is part of the problem. If you're always rejecting your talents, your abilities, your gifts, what is being presented to you, if you're always saying no, if you're too terrified to say yes, you are never going to live the life you were meant to live. You're never going to fulfill what you were created for. You're never going to be who God meant for you to be. So, yeah, it's really just, oh man. You'd think after the 10 plagues of Egypt, the burning bush, splitting the Red Sea, the fire cyclone, delivering you out of Egypt, when you arrived at the Holy Land, you would think, okay, well, he's gotten us this far. Clearly, he's not going to abandon us now. But nope, we're just going to give in to the fact that we're terrified because there's other people here already. And we're just going to go wander the desert and fall back into sin. I do not recommend it. Don't do that. It's not a good idea. When God giveth, you should accepteth. I'm dead serious. See? Oh, yes. This scene right here when the lightning strikes. And so like you see the silhouette. So you get the idea of just how massive these walls of water are and how deep the sea actually is and how far they have to walk. It's truly, truly incredible, guys. I cannot recommend this movie highly enough. Don't let the fact that it is animated tell you like oh, I can't because animated movies are for kids. They're not. This movie is definitely, it doesn't matter how old or how young you are. My children adore this movie. I adore this movie. My husband adores this movie. My grandfather still watches this movie. It's truly, truly incredible. Just like look at what they're leaving. They're leaving these dilapidated mud huts. They're free. They're no longer doing backbreaking labor every day in the hot sun, being whipped, being starved. There's so much goodness and there's so much hope when they're walking out of this scene right here is so powerful and so well done. I just guys, this movie is just so incredibly well done. I mean, DreamWorks honestly had a gold mine with this. And I don't know why you would reject that. They did what the Israelites did, and they rejected what had literally been delivered to them through their own labor and decided, no, we're not going to do that. And it was a terrible, terrible decision because they could have been something incredible. Like, look at the detail of this. Look at the care. I mean, it's so incredible just to look at this and be like, somebody drew this. Somebody drew this multiple times. I am not this talented. That is for dang sure. Oh man, guys, you go watch this movie. Okay, I'm gonna play another just like 3-second clip. It's the intro of The Prince of Egypt. I'm gonna see if I can find it really fast because here's something that they did, and this wasn't. And I swear, here we go. So I'm gonna show this to you guys here in a second. But here is what DreamWorks did, and it wasn't to subvert anybody's expectations. It wasn't to sit like, oh well, we realize that this is the book of Exodus and it's from the Bible, but that doesn't matter because it like the source material isn't important. Yeah, okay, that would have never flown in the 90s, and it would definitely not have worked with this particular storytelling. So, here is this is what it opens to. It says the motion picture you are about to see is an adaptation of the Exodus story. While artistic and historical license has been taken, we believe that this film is true to the essence, values, and integrity of a story that is a cornerstone of faith for millions of people worldwide. That should technically be billions. The biblical story of Moses can be found in the book of Exodus. So, they're telling you, like, obviously this is an animated film. I don't know that this, like, the music that is in this, I don't know that the slaves sung that. I don't know that the Hebrews actually sung those songs, right? But this right here proves how much they cared. If the detail, if the care of the animation, if the talent of the animation, if the casting, if the music, if none of that told you that they cared about this story, it was this intro right here. They said that they believe that this film is true to the essence, values, and integrity. They cared. They knew that this story, this biblical story, matters to billions of people around the world. And they respected it. And it did fantastic. I think this won an Oscar. Hang on, let me check the IMDb. Let's see. IMDb. Okay, let me see. Awards. Yeah, okay, here we go. Boom, look at that. According to IMDb, it won 1 Oscar. It had 12 wins and 27 nominations. So, Academy Awards, it won Best Music for Original Song, When You Believe. Oh my God, When You Believe. Oh, yes. That, woo, woo. I'm telling you guys. And it was a nominee for Best Music, Original Music, or Comedy Score. I don't know what it's doing in comedy. And then Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. It was nominated for Best Action Adventure Thriller Film, Best Music. Alma, it was a nominee for Outstanding Performance of a Song for a Feature Film. Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, When You Believe, of course. Guys, that When You Believe, it's good. I can't say it's not my favorite because I love that song. But, and it was nominated for these Annie Awards, ASCAP Film and Television Music Award. It won for Most Performed Songs from Motion Pictures, When You Believe. Nominee for Blockbuster Entertainment Awards, Favorite Song from a Movie, Internet Only, When You Believe. Winner for Critics' Choice Award, tied with A Bug's Life for Best Animated Film. This is so much better than A Bug's Life. And it won Best Song for When You Believe. Winner of the Dallas-Fort Worth Film Critics Association for Best Animated Film. Winner for the Florida Film Critics Circle Award. It was a nominee for 2 Golden Globes for Best Original Score and Best Original Song. It was nominated for 2 Grammys. Nominated for an IFMCA. Nominated for Motion Picture Sound Editors for 2 different awards. Best Sound Editing Animated Feature, and Best Sound Editing Music Animated Feature. It won 2 Movie Guide Awards for Most Inspiring Movie. Yes. The Epiphany Prize is what it's called. And Best Movie for Families with a Movie Guide Award. So yeah, like, guys, this thing has got, yeah, it's a heavy hitter, guys. It explodes. Yay, here we go. So we've got, there's Ralph, there's Val Kilmer, Michelle Pfeiffer, Sandra Bullock, Zipporah, Jeff Goldblum, Danny Glover, Patrick Stewart, Helen Mirren, isn't it? Yeah. Steve Martin, Hotep and Hoy. Steve Martin and Martin Short were Hotep and Hoy. And I just love that. Eden Regal, Ofra Haza, James Avery, there he is. He was additional voices in this. He was uncredited. But yeah, he did great. So, don't you worry, guys. Joseph King of Dreams is one of the ones this month. It's just not next week's. Though that one it's absolutely freaking fantastic too. It's also DreamWorks, and yeah, it's just insane. I think the big shift happened. I think the reason this got dropped is because Universal bought DreamWorks, and it kind of was never the same again. Oh, the chariot racing scene is a fantastic. That's the transition scene, actually. So it goes from when Moses was a baby and Ramses was this little boy to the two of them chasing each other in chariots. It's a great scene. The animation and the action, it's fabulous. It's very well done. You are in for a treat. Raj, you said you've not seen it yet. I am telling you right now, you are in for an incredible, incredible time. Really, truly, truly you are. I wish DreamWorks had not been purchased by Universal. And yeah, here's right before playing with the big boys. So this is the cobra that Moses calls forth when he's like, the God of the Hebrews demands you let his people go. And then, of course, Ramses is just sitting there like, yeah, I'm unimpressed. And then he's like, Hotep, hoi, this, that, and the other. He turns to these two a lot to explain the plagues. And then when it goes beyond what can be explained, he just gets angry with them. The last scene that we actually see them in, they are covered in boils and sores, and they're putting ointment on it. And Ramses shows up and he flips their table and he casts them out because there's nothing more that they can do. And that's during the plague song. And this is right before playing with the big boys. This whole soundtrack is absolutely incredible. I don't know that when you believe, I actually prefer Through Heaven's Eyes over When You Believe. And I would say The Plagues is also probably the song that I would choose over When You Believe. But When You Believe just hits you in the soul. It's incredible, guys. This whole movie is just absolutely fascinating. So much so, they've made live adaptations based off of this film. This scene right here is really powerful too, because this is where this is Ramses the First. This is their father is saying, you will never have to bear a burden like Ramses. And Moses is like, he wants to do this for you, Father. He just needs a chance. And his father actually listens to Moses and gives Ramses a chance. And that's when there's this big celebration where we meet Zipporah for the first time. And so this is Ramses grabbing her face to inspect her because, remember, she is now their property. Like, she's being delivered as a gift. That is a thing that happens in this movie. They do it pretty delicately, especially because they know young kids are going to be watching this. It's really the themes in this movie are heavy, guys. We have infants being cast into a river to be fed to crocodiles. We have slavery. We have a woman being sold, basically, like she's being presented as a gift, as property, to not even be wed, just for bedding purposes. And then we've got murder, we have escape, we have deliverance, we have plagues, we have it's just the opening scene of this movie is genocide, and yet it's done in such a way that is so talented and so carefully constructed and tasteful. I know I hate to use this word almost, but it's they were so talented when they did it, and they did this tastefully so that you still understood the horror and the shock of everything, and you still grasped what was going on, but you didn't actually witness anything. And there's actually, when Moses finds the mosaic, uh it that's when it hits him what his so-called father has just done. This is him in the desert after he's run away and he doesn't know, like, he's lost, he doesn't know where he's going. This is him just faithless, hopeless, lost, confused, in need of a shepherd. It's so powerful. I can't, they're not showing it. Oh, here we go. So this is when you actually see what was done. So you've got Ramses the First ordering his guards to go collect the Hebrew boys, only the boys, and cast them into the Nile to feed the crocodiles. Like, this is when you actually like grasp it. So again, you don't actually see the carnage, but you witness it, the way that they cut and do it, and it's through Moses's like realization and his viewpoint and like his point of view. And it hits hard because you're feeling like, even though you saw the beginning of the movie, you're feeling it with Moses. Like, you're going through this with him, and you're just like, oh my God, like could you imagine finding out that this is the type of person the man you called father is? It's truly devastating, and you just weep with Moses. It's such a powerful scene. I have no other way to describe it. I can't. There's no other way that I could possibly encapsulate it. The animators, the storytelling, they did such an incredible job of this with this film. It's so incredible. I don't think that the actual storytelling gets enough credit for what they accomplished. It's truly spectacular. I'm blown away. Okay, so really quick, we'll do one more. I don't know if it's, I would guess if I hit pause enough times, maybe we can get away with it. Okay. So here, let me just Okay. So, here we go.
Ramesses, let my people go.
Still gnawing away at that bone, are we?
Okay, so Ramses is just, yeah, I'm trying. I know, I'm trying. So, like, here's where, Moses, so Ramses has mocked him and he's laughing. And so he's like, go bring him to me. Okay, so at this scene right here is where he's like, bring him to me. And so the guards, they jump into the river, right? And Zephora is like, she's gonna run to her husband. They're married now. So she comes back with Moses, obviously. So this is the firstborn of Egypt. This is the first son of Egypt. This is technically what would have been Moses' nephew, guys, right? And he's like excited. He's like, oh, they're gonna catch the man that's doing all of this, right? So the guards are coming. Sephora's up here. She wants to run down to her husband. They're holding her back. They're like, no. Aaron, like his brothers, Aaron and Miriam, right? And so then Moses looks up. This scene is so powerful.
Take the staff in your hand, Moses.
right? And then he walks into the water, right there. So he walks into the water, he puts the staff down, and then the river starts to turn to blood. The whole river turns to blood, right? And so the guards, so the little boy reaches in, he's like, Father, and then the guards realize that they're standing in blood and they panic and they race back to the boat, right? And Ramses is like, what is going on? Because guys, remember, this is what they drink from. Like, the Nile is literally their source of life. This is what they drink from. This is what they wash with. This is their life source, essentially, right? And so then he's like, Hotep, Hoy, explain this to me, right? So this, like, he gets splashed with the blood, and he's like, explain. And so, hang on, I'm gonna see if I can. So Hotep and Hoy, they're pouring water into a dish, right? And then right here, because he can't call that down. So here is an excellent not witness, but an example of how they don't have the power that they claim to have. It's all illusion, it's all sleight of hand, it's all tricks. Because he's reached into his cloak and he's pulled out dye. He's pulled out some red dye, right? And, you know, I'm sure he has all kinds of stuff on him for when he has to do different illusions, or when he has to, you know, show the power of the gods of Egypt. He's got to have all these kinds of things on him that would possibly shock and awe. But even, like, so he pulls it out, and then he tries to make it look like, right here, even though you see it falling, he tries to make it seem like it's coming out of his hands. And so he puts it in the water, but this is a very small bowl. He could never turn the river red. But it is enough to convince Ramses that it's just a trick. Right? So Ramses, he laughs. He's like, oh, my gods can do it too. But if you notice, Moses is not standing in blood. This scene right here, if Ramses had been paying attention, if he actually had looked, and he had said, okay, create a spot of pure water in that blood like it is for Moses, they wouldn't have been able to do it. But he was looking for confirmation bias. He didn't want to admit that his gods were false. He didn't want to admit that there was no power. He didn't want to admit that. And it's just so incredible when you look at it. And they're like, well, didn't you see the priest did the same thing? And he's like, no, God is not going to abandon us. Like, it will be fine. He will deliver us. It's going to get hard. Basically, hold on tight is essentially what Moses says right here. He's like, we will be delivered. And they're like, okay. Because so they've seen the river turn, but this is the first plague, right? So, they're still a little bit wary because he was an Egyptian. Why did he come back? Why is he really here? Is this a trick from Pharaoh? You know, so like he had to gain their trust. He didn't just show up and they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to follow you now. There was a lot of doubt and fear. It's guys, the dynamics in this movie are just, they're mind-blowing. They're just incredible. Theodore made a really good comment. He said, something really neat about the plagues in the biblical analysis is that everyone represents something one of the great gods of Egypt was supposed to protect them against. They didn't just break Egypt, they broke their gods. And that is entirely accurate. Like, Ra is the sun god, right? Well, God blotted out the sun. He gave a solar eclipse, something that wasn't supposed to be happening. And it wasn't a quick solar eclipse, guys. It hung there for a long time. They were in darkness. Egypt was in darkness for days. So yeah, it is truly, when you break it down, it's incredible. Just the everything that went into it, and how God took on their gods and won. Like the scene with the snakes where it's Moses throws his staff down and it turns into a cobra, and then Hotep and Hoi, it's they make snakes appear too right here, and you only see the shadow of it. I don't know what that is. I don't like when stuff like that happens. So you only see the shadow of it happen. But Hotep and Hoi, they magic some snakes, right? And then the snakes face off. So they have two snakes, and it's God, the staff of Moses is one. And the snake that Moses created it consumes the other two snakes. He destroys them. It decimates them. So yeah, it's pretty powerful imagery. Like I said, this whole film is just filled with incredible imagery. Yes, it was 3 days of darkness. Yes. Thank you, Chris Persia. But yeah, it's this whole movie. So yeah, here's another one of the plagues where the cattle, the famine hits. It's truly some insane, remarkable, powerful stuff. I can't get this on physical media, guys. It's well worth it. Just the animation, the scenes, the storytelling, all of it, the songs, the imagery. It's a beautiful film. And it is not anything that you should be ashamed of owning. Yes, so that's what I'm saying. Project, like they even, like I pointed out at the beginning, they said that they took some creative licenses. But yes, it's Aaron's. Is it Aaron or is it Hot Snake? I can't remember. But yes, it's still their snake that does it. But yeah, there you go. It was at Moses' command. So you've got, guys, you've got a lot of. There's so much storytelling. There's so much to love. This is probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. I just love it. Yeah, this is when he's looking for the mosaic. This is when they're watching. There's Hotep and Hoi when they get hit with wine. It's, guys, the imagery, the burning bush, like it's breathtaking. I can't wait for y'all to watch it. If you've never seen it, you're in for a treat. And if you have seen it, you know full well how incredible this story is. I recommend getting it on multiple different physical media and thoroughly enjoying yourself, because it's a banger of a film, guys. There are few films, animated or live action, that rival this in any capacity. Storytelling, score, animation, talent, it's all there. Shane Bentley for $4.99. Thank you so much, Shane Bentley. Says, made it to my first live stream. Heck yeah. Hail, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you, Shane. Hail to you back. It really does. So thank you. You guys, I appreciate your time. I know it's valuable, and I appreciate the donations and the super chats. It means the world. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. A Troubled Green for $2 donation side. Thank you so much, Leisha. Says, this was a moment in time when Hollywood cared about creating good entertainment. I wish it would have lasted longer. Amen. Oh man, could you imagine if they had kept going with The Prince of Egypt and Joseph and the King of Dreams? I can't even fathom the brilliance that we may have had. It's just incredible. But this is probably my favorite, like when he walks in and then the bush is like, remove the sandals from your feet, the place on which you stand is holy ground. You're just like, and then he drops, like he's like ripping his sandals off of his feet. I honest to God have no idea what would happen if the good Lord manifested as a burning bush in front of me. I'd be like, are you sure it's me? Are we confused at all on who you're talking to? No, you're God. Never mind. Okay, it's just me and my insecurities talking. But yeah, it is hauntingly good, guys. This is just an incredible film. Like I said, 9.9 out of 10. 9.9. It's just masterfully done. You will be hard pressed to find a better film. And I mean that sincerely. You will be very hard pressed to find a better film in any realm, in any capacity, from any day and age. I mean that with every fiber of my being. It's just it's so good. And it breaks my soul. Like when people are like, I've never seen it, or like some people are like, I've never heard of that movie. I'm like, God, what? Nay. You must to watch. You must to watch now. Because you are depriving only yourself. And it's a sin. Theodore. Nobody asked. I did not get one. I didn't get any requests. So I kind of sang Through Heaven's Eyes. You still rate the 10 Commandments from 1956 higher? I don't know. It's a close match, Legioness. It's a close match. Oh, Raj, thank God, you're in for a treat. I mean, it can't really spoil it because it is a Bible story. Like the story is written in the Bible. Anybody that knows the story wouldn't, but like the movie just puts it in an incredible concept and visual. It's just amazing. It's utterly breathtaking. Sing it again, Lady G. I can't. Y'all are gonna get me. I already have a warning. I'm gonna get a legit strike. I guess can I just say that it's the like I'm performing an a cappella cover? Can we do that? You want Through Heaven's Eyes? Is that the one you want, or do you want like Deliver Us? Because I kind of did both. No. Oh, one second. Tiny Human. Yeah, Little Grave Master showed up. We need the Lady G Discord channel stat. I won't use Discord. I don't even like. I had a Discord and I don't use it. First of all, it's confusing for me because I haven't actually sat down to try and figure it out. But then after Discord did all of the stuff that they did, yeah, with their terms of service and whatnot, I'll not be doing that. I'm still looking for the alternative. I guess the Quartering knows of a good one. It's just it's good stuff. But if I can figure out something, then yeah, we can do that. Yes, hello Lionheart, SSJ. We were just talking about the music and hand-drawn animation. It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous film. It's worth every minute, and it goes by so fast, and you just want to watch it again. I think I could probably do one verse and not get hit, but we'll see. Oh gosh, what key is it in? A single thread in a tapestry, though its color brightly shine, can never see its purpose in the pattern of the grand design. And the stone that sits on the very top of the mountain's mighty face, does it think it's more important than the stones that form the base? So how can you see what your life is worth, or where your value lies? You can never see through the eyes of man. You must look at your life through heaven's eyes. Okay, that's all I can give you guys. Sorry. That's all I can do. Anything else, and I think I'm pushing it. But on it, you could actually treat your members with some singing without reprisals. True. Also, I could just do a private member stream and we could do it there, and I just wouldn't public the member stream, which those are coming, by the way. But yes, I could do that and just keep it private, and that should be fine. Oh, thank you, Theodore. I appreciate it. Thank you, Storytime. You guys are sweet. But that's all I could do, and not risk anything. So hopefully that was worth it. I really appreciate the support. Again, you guys asked me to do this. I need to start warming up for these streams, because if y'all are gonna ask me to sing, I do these. I start singing, like cold, because I have no warm up. So it's not even. I'm not even doing justice to it for you guys. I feel bad because I'm cheating you out of actually singing, because I don't warm up. But I also don't want to listen to. I don't want you guys to listen to me warm up, because warm ups are weird. But thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Lage. Appreciate it, Clay. Thank you, Calgene. Oh, thanks, Avery. Chrysanthemum. No encore. I'll definitely get nailed. But. We've actually hit an hour and 9 minutes, and since I was a little bit late for this one, I figured I'd go a little bit longer than usual, because I do try to keep them to an hour, but no longer than an hour 15. So we've sort of hit that. That stride. I don't want to keep you guys too long. I know how valuable your time is, but next week we will be. Oh my gosh, Masters of Nerddom, thank you so much. You became an Ocarina member. Thank you. Wow. Thank you so much. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. So next week, so May again is the month of animation. Next week, I'm actually going to be covering this movie, which is Sinbad, the Legend of the Seven Seas. So this one actually stars, it's a DreamWorks film. Again, guys, I'm telling you, DreamWorks was knocking it out of the park. If you've not seen Sinbad, you're in for another treat. The animation is equally breathtaking. The cast is extremely talented. Once again, there's so much to love. He is such a I love it.
I'd like to introduce you to your new bunkmate. Oh, if he starts hugging your leg, it means he likes you.
It means he likes you. It's like this is such a great film. There's sacrifice. There's the music again.
They've got
the
a
animation,
goddess on their tails.
The love, the villainess.
This is going to be
Oh
fun.
my gosh, guys! And then it's and then Sinbad has to make a choice. Oh, it's so fantastic, guys. I truly love it. You all are in for an incredible ride next week, per usual. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. This week was a blast. Prince of Egypt is an incredible film. If you've never seen it, go watch it. You'll die of excitement. I have read the original Arabian Nights story, Theodore. Yes, we could talk about that. Absolutely. Brogram, yes. We will have more word on book club streams this Saturday afternoon. I've got some serious dish. Unfortunately, last week's stream got taken down. But I did say there have been developments. Well, there have been more developments. So Saturday afternoonish for the States, there will be a book club info and dish stream. And we'll sort of go from there. I've got the outlines done. I've got the books picked out. So Saturday is going to be a good day. Assuming nothing goes horrifically wrong. And then Saturday night, of course, I have my Sailor Moon stream with Lethal Lightning. So I'm excited. Oh, Elijah, I'm so glad. Yes, Sinbad is a fantastic movie. You guys you're in for a treat. I think every single movie this month, with the exception of one of them, is a DreamWorks movie. I'm pretty sure they're all DreamWorks because Sinbad is a DreamWorks, and then Joseph King of Dreams is a DreamWorks. I won't tell you the fourth one just yet because I've already spoiled two of them. Well, it's like I've given you the preview for next week, but I spoiled Joseph for you. So we'll wait until we come up on the other one, and we'll see what you guys think about it. Theodore, I have no idea either. They said that I was warned multiple times, and I was like, no, I wasn't, because I'm not doing anything deceptive. But it is what it is. But guys, thank you so much for coming tonight. It means the world to me. You mean the world to me. I genuinely appreciate every single one of you. You are all just absolutely fantastic. Your support, your wonderful just mentality. The chat's always so much fun. You guys you guys are literally the heart and soul of these streams. I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Thank you for being here. God bless and Godspeed. I'll see you Saturday, but for Nostalgic Nirvana, I will see you next week. Mwah! Take care.